nuwa. Abumo para madiyo hakaka. Abumo para uzugu para chugu abum chugu no. Abumo para chugu ha abum chugu ha chugu ha. Abumo madiyo hiye ha. Abumo madiyo hiye ha. Abumo madiyo hiye ha hiye ha hiye ha. Abumo para kaka. Abumo para mona mugu ha. Abumo para munu ha hu ha hu. Kala kanu mere ye no wa hu ha. Kala kanu mere ye ha. Abum ugo kaka kaka. I am eagle kaka. I am the eagle kaka. I am the eagle and the beagle Noah. I am the eagle, Mary Beagle Baba. Aboom Baba Kiliki, hey ha ha, Baba kaka kaka, Baba kaka kaka. Aboom Baba kaka kaka kaka. Aboom Baba kaka Noah. Aboom Baba kaka biara oza, biara oza, biara oza. Biara moza kaka. Abiara moza Noah. Abumozo zizes, abumozo ka, abumozo ka. Abumogo amadio, Kalmogo no kikeka. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the first ever edition of Eagle. You can also call it Eagle. What's the point of this segment? I really got the idea from on high, so I'm still figuring it out. But basically, it looks like I just come in and give you an observation. Observation for today. Paul Pierce seems to believe that marriage should be abolished. Thank you to all my viewers. I see you're here. I've registered you. Every view is a blessing. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe. What's the eagle greeting? Let's just do 5. First, my government name is Chimoge Chijoke Ibe. Ha ha. My government name is Chimoge Chijoke Ibe. Ha ha. Second, my astrological sun sign is Capricorn. Ha. Capricorn. Ka 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 ka. Third, Abruneme bim. Abruneme bim. Abruneme bim bim bim. Yes. My matrilineal village is at Ben Mojave. Check it out in West Africa. Yes. Fourth, I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia. And fifth, I was born on January 2nd, 1998. Yes, that's stuff about me. Anyway, there's this observation that I can hardly process. Paul Pierce seems to believe that marriage should be abolished. Why? I don't know his internal reasons, but it looks like that's what he believes because on his latest podcast episode, the After Dark podcast, among the labeled topics was written the word, and this is the headline, abolish marriage. Now, again, the podcast itself was hard to watch, so I need to sift back through it. I'm going to be honest, it might take me like a month to look through the episode, folks. Let me move. Abuma Mario, ka 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 ka, boom ka 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 ka, boom ka 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 ka. Kala kanu mere ki wa, kala kanu mere wa. Abuma baran ke ki ha, baran ki ke ka, baran ki ke ha. Abuma baran ke ki ha, abuma baran ke ki ha. Abuma baran ke ki ha, baran ki ke ha, baran ki ke ha. Abuma baran ke ki ha, abuma baran ke ki ha. Abuma barankege yeah yeah. Abuma barankege yeah. Abuma barankege kaka. Abuma barankege piarosa, pico piarosa, pico piarosa. I come from the hills where they have the eyes. I come from ill device. Ha ha. Abuma madio ha ha ha. Kamalu kamalu piarosa. Yeah. So you labeled the episode, and I have the papers here. I didn't get the exact headline, but the first idea was Megan the Stallion. It was referring to her relationship with Klay Thompson that ended and that situation. Then the next part just simply said abolishing marriage, and I don't think there was a question mark. And then the third part, it said cheating for the first time, something like that. So given that label and then what he was doing and saying in the podcast, it seems he really doesn't believe marriage should exist. So this is a crazy position. Now, what will, to put it mildly, the devil's advocate say? They might say that marriage refers specifically to that thing the West has us doing, and or some other suboptimal relationship types, and has to be abolished. I would just disagree with that flat out. Marriage is just, you know, I mean, it's just the deepest possible relationship. So, we can debate the exact parameters of that, but to say to abolish it, you're really just saying people shouldn't connect. So, yeah, that's nuts. But that seems to be what he believes. Um, yeah. Anyway, that's Eagle. Uh, Eagle, Cacao. Um, yeah, that's the observation. Anyway, Eagle's not endless, so I have to tell you what to do with this observation. I might give you 4 pieces of advice for the next time you listen to Paul Pierce. One, keep in mind that he is likely not happy in his personal life. Just keep that in mind. And obviously, I mean to a lesser degree than the average person, because no one on our planet right now is perfectly happy, but we're improving. Two, pay attention to who he's talking to. And I'll leave it at that. Because someone with that opinion could potentially, I'll say it like this, they might not interact well with people they're talking to, and that could affect what they say. Three, keep in mind that this is a man with a lot of fame and money. Keep that in mind. And then four, keep in mind that at least he used to, when he was a professional basketball player, work incredibly long hours. Just keep that in mind. I'm just saying that because doing something like that for too long, and again, this is not to say everyone who does that is a bad person, but that action is not good. Doing something like that for too long can really warp your perception of value. And I'll leave it at that. And I just want to note, um, if you're working in an environment where you're comfortable and you constantly take breaks, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about long, grueling hours that involve doing things that take you out of your element. Anyway, yeah, I would just say keep that in mind. And then, if you hear that point again that marriage should be abolished, generally speaking, avoid the person saying that. But say someone just, you know, isn't bad or isn't trying to make the worst point, but just use that language. Just tread lightly, but just make the point that it's important that people connect and deep relationships are important. So yeah. Anyway, that's Eagle. It's the first ever one. Anyway, I'm just gonna. Is that the end of the live stream? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, thank you very much. Thank you for joining me. Please share this with everyone you know, and also patronize your business. I'm gonna take a pause in the live streams for now, but anyway, check out everything I put up. Thank you very much. Chimoge here. See you next time.